There is no arguing against the fact that Star Citizen is pay to win.
Of course!
Players use real-world purchasing power to get access to giant spaceship JPEGs that remove a grind, save time, provide convenience, and gain access to bigger and better tools to directly aid in accomplishing tasks within the game. No matter how you spin it or how much nuance there can be to this conversation, and there is a lot of it, the pay-to-win element of Star Citizen is abundantly clear. Check out this video that goes into more detail if you're interested. Today though, we're talking about how the highly anticipated 3.24 update is changing the game in a way that I believe is incredibly pro-player and quite meaningful in the way it makes the game less pay-to-win. This is for the players who enjoy the criminal gameplay that our ludicrous space game has to offer. The type of handsome viewer who tuned into Summit 1G, pouring countless hours into attempting to extract actual legitimate fun out of Star Citizen and thought, the game is jank as f. But there's potential here. Everyone knows that the best gameplay loop in our ludicrous space game is to hang out at their favorite trash heap, wait for a ship to arrive with the intention of selling a haul of illegal SpaceX eggs, brutalize them in the shadows, and then steal and sell the hard-earned contraband for their own personal gain. This is a warped slice of the possible high-risk, high-reward gameplay that draws many people to Star Citizen, except it's their high-risk, our high-reward, because all we really invested was time. Time spent waiting in the shadows, wondering what else we could be doing with our lives. Regardless of how morally dysfunctional successfully stealing 36 million credits worth of cargo from another citizen is, the fact that it's possible is why I love this game so much, current warts and all. Now let's talk about the mechanics of this and how it works, because as of the live patch 3.23, when you pirate and steal someone else's cargo, you need to transfer what you've acquired to another ship that the seller legally owns, because for some arbitrary gameplay reason, you cannot sell cargo of any kind from a stolen ship or a ship that does not belong to you. Which means that once you illegally procure a ship filled with commodities that you want to sell, you first need to manually transfer all of that cargo to a valid ship. This means that the bigger and more successful the stolen haul, the bigger the ship you'd require to make a profit, although you could sell the cargo piecemeal by transferring it one box at a time to something smaller, provided the SEU containers fit. So to make decent profits off of stolen cargo, a player with nothing but a $45 starter ship that has a tiny or non-existent cargo hold has to earn their way up to a big expensive cargo ship in-game or by swiping a credit card to be able to sell stolen cargo in the first place. And as of Star Citizen 3.23, the larger in-game ship prices are the highest that they've ever been and require some serious investment to earn and acquire. However, the big cargo update of 3.24 has huge changes to the way cargo is handled and sold. Players will no longer magically sell cargo directly from their ship's cargo holds, because it needs to physically be moved onto elevators at the sell locations, therefore removing the need to own a big cargo ship yourself. And this is why I believe that 3.24 is actually the best and most anti-pay-to-win patch CIG have ever worked on. A player with nothing but the most bare-bones starter package now has the ability to engage in high-risk, high-reward gameplay and attempt to steal ships filled with cargo and sell it themselves without the need of owning an expensive and large cargo hauler. Now, obviously there's a ton of nuance to the scenarios in which this becomes possible, and the popularity of certain sell locations will dictate how risky and how feasible this becomes, as well as CIG's ability to correctly balance the pricing of stolen goods or cargo that is of an illicit nature in the first place, such as maize, slam, etam, altrusia toxin, neon, widow, azoian hides, and illegal space sex eggs. Locations like Brio's Breaker Yard now have the potential to become focal points of actual peak Star Citizen gameplay, with teams of players attempting to lock the zone down from the sky while they have people on the ground transferring cargo onto a lift to make the sale. All the while there could be solo players on the ground attempting to disrupt the action and come out on top by being stealthy and striking at the right time. This could lead to exciting drawn-out battles for control of cargo logistics at all the fence locations. Or if players decide to get more creative, they could lock down a populous location and provide protection for illicit traders for a cut. It also gives an all-new reason for your average drooling A2 Moab enjoyer to drop bombs at cargo elevator hotspots. Man, how exciting. I know that a lot of this sounds great in theory, and in practical terms it amounts to what your average Spectrum poster would consider griefing. But again, this type of potential gameplay is exactly what makes Star Citizen exciting, fun, and worth playing in my book. If someone or some group can potentially lock down a location and cockblock you from selling your haul, you always have plenty of options to deal with the situation. Get off of Spectrum and scout ahead in another ship to make sure it's safe, or unironically attempt to hire an escort for the assist. The literal best case scenario is that they might backstab you and you'll get to experience some true emergent gameplay. Or join an active org and lock down one of these locations for yourself, and if none of this is possible, just go somewhere else or simply try again later. I really hope to see large groups of players engaging over Brio's Breakyard, fighting for control long enough to successfully load the new freight elevator with cargo and safely make the sell, all while there's a literal space war raging overhead. However, as always, this exciting gameplay potential will come down to the new economy balance being introduced in 3.24. Players will not engage in anything that isn't worth doing, so let's hope that CIG nails it and we get to experience exciting new high-risk, high-reward gameplay at the fence locations and hopefully at the distribution centers as well. But Void Dude, it's a pre-alpha early access testing bed, not a real game yet. Silence ignorant yet handsome viewer, treat the game like a game or else what the f*** is the point? It's once again a very potentially exciting time for the potential near future of our ludicrous space game that's filled with potential, and I cannot wait to see how this patch potentially plays out. Turn your eyes into something that's kind of like a mouse, but arguably better somehow, with the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. Star Citizen maintains first-party support for Tobii Eye Tracker, and this device that turns your eyes into an input device is genuinely amazing at providing you with the situational awareness you need to become the best epic space pilot you can be. Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is still currently 15% off for one more day, so don't miss out. Use the link on screen now and in the description to support the channel and get yourself one of these incredible and highly recommended devices. Check out the Voidyvid's Discord for setup advice and configuration settings to tune your Tobii Eye Tracker 5 to perfection. Thank you channel patrons and channel members for all your support. Without you, I would not be able to continue producing these videos. Thinking of pledging to this ludicrous space game? Then use one of the referral codes on screen now for a free 5,000 starting credits. If you enjoy my content and want to support the channel beyond a like and a subscribe, check the links in the description. Consider the join button below and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/voiddude or right here on YouTube for painfully average epic live streams. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you around the verse. Cheers.